everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. I'm Charlotte, and in today's video I'll be taking you guys along with me for a few spring reading days in the life. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is talking about the books I'll be reading in this video, which I am super excited for. So the very first book that I'll be reading in my spring reading vlog is Secrets of the Manor, Camilles Story. This is one of my favorite books. It takes place in spring. It is part of a series, but the last two books in the series, this being the 7th and then the 8th, which I'll also be reading in this video, they're kind of their own series. They take place in spring. It's just a little mystery in a manor, and it's just, I love it so much, and the vibes are great. Taking a break from that, I will be reading 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I know, quite a switch, but this one takes place during spring break, and it is looks like a thriller murder mystery, and I do like this author, so I'm really excited to read this. And I really wanted to do a video where I would show both the middle grade and YA side of my reading style, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and it is pretty big, and I have not read a large book in a while, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this in my video and giving you guys a review on it. And then lastly, returning to the Secrets of the Manor world, I'll be reading Secrets of the Manor, Claire's Story. This is, again, one of my favorites from the series. I reread both of these numerous times, but probably not any in the last year. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into the world of this and reading these again. And I'm just so excited for the atmospheric feel that these books are going to bring. Yeah, those are the books I'll be reading in this video, and let's just go ahead and get started and cue the reading vlog. So for each book that I read in this reading vlog, I will be including a spring activity that fits the theme of the book. So for Camille's Story, I chose baking some of my favorite gluten-free blueberry muffins because in the story, Camille bakes quite often, and I felt like this kind of helped me get in the mood of the story. And yeah, it's basically just what I'm doing here. Hey Google, set a 20-minute timer.
Got it. 20 minutes. And that's starting now.
Okay, so the dough is messy, but it's really, really good. You can't even taste the cottage cheese. And the cinnamon, you can't actually taste the cinnamon, but it just gives it this like a richness. And I substituted 2 ingredients. Instead of coconut oil, I used avocado, because that's just what we prefer. And then instead of sugar, I used maple syrup because these are for breakfast. My mom wants them to be healthier. So overall, it's a very questionable looking dough, but it tastes really good. So as long as it doesn't look like this when it comes out of the oven, it could be a possible 10 out of 10 spring recipe. Okay, so this book was only about 135 pages, so I did read it all in one day, and I'm here to give you guys the review. So like I mentioned, this is actually my favorite book from the series, and it kind of starts its own part of the series because it is book 7. So like I said, this is an 8-book series, but the first 6 are all connected, and they switch between different periods in time to build up one story, but the last 2 take place in France, and they have their own story going. This one is very different from the rest of the series because it has more of a chill vibe to it. Their lives aren't at stake, or there isn't a huge mystery trying to be solved. It's definitely, like I said, more of a chill story, and I felt like that really fit the spring season. There were lots of descriptions of the gardens outside, and I just felt like overall this book definitely gave spring vibes, and I'm really glad that I got the chance to reread it, and I hope you guys will add it to your TBR as well. So this one is definitely going to be a 5-star, and I would definitely recommend it to all ages because it was clean, and I feel like anyone could enjoy it. It was a middle grade book, but it didn't feel little kiddish to me, and I feel like it had some great morals in it as well, so I'm super excited that I reread this one, and let's just go ahead and get on to the next book. And if you want a more in-depth review of this, make sure to go check out my Goodreads. It'll be linked in the description below. Okay, I changed it to a red hoodie, and it's time to start reading 5 Survive. Okay everyone, I'm about to read the very last part of 5 Survive. It is a letter. I'm not sure who it's from. It just says Dear Red. And I am really scared to read it, and I'm really excited because the book is ended and I want to see what this letter has to say, see if it ties some of the things together, kind of completes the story. So let's just go ahead and read it together on time lapse and you guys can see my reaction. Okay, yes, I did just finish 5 Survive. No, I did not cry. I don't cry when I read books, but this one, if I did cry reading books, I would have cried during this. I can't even talk. I'm so like, it's gonna take me a few days to form thoughts before I film the review, so I guess I'll see you guys there. This will just be the next clip for you guys, but for me, I'm gonna need some time to recover and think about the final rating of this book. Okay, so now I'm here to give you my review of 5 Survive by Holly Jackson, and I did wear a red shirt for this because there's red on the cover and then our main character's name is red, so I felt like that was the best I could do to tie into the story. And now I'm just going to kind of tell you guys my thoughts on this. So I did rate it a 4.25 star. I don't have any like big issues with this book. There wasn't something that made me rate it that low. It was just I didn't really want to read this book. Like I did at the beginning of the video, but when I started reading, I really did not want to sit down and read it, and I hate when that happens with books. So I did switch to the audio version on Libby and listen to a little bit of it there, and that did help me, and I could kind of do something with my hands, like make a bracelet or something while I listened, and I did enjoy doing that. But it wasn't like other books that I've read, like The Secrets of the Manor or a bunch of other series that I love, where I'm like, I need to sit down and read. So I feel like that's why it got rated so low, and I feel like a 4.25 is still a good rating, and especially for a Holly Jackson book, because I did not like As Good as Dead. I DNF'd it, so I'm really glad that I was able to enjoy her writing again. And for a book talk book, I was actually really impressed with the writing of this. I felt like it was done really well, and I really liked the way that the author described grief. I felt like she did a great job in making the whole character of Red. She was just such a well-written, multi-dimensional character, and I really liked how she didn't just go, Red's mom died, or Red's like, I'm depressed. Like you could actually feel the grief and how it consumed her mind and how it kind of changed the whole outcome of her life, and I felt like that was very insightful of the author to write about. But then again, that might be a trigger warning. If you have lost somebody close to you, you might want to rethink reading this book, because honestly it was really sad at times, but it was a really great thriller. Basically 6 kids are in an RV just going to the beach for spring break, and suddenly all the tires are shot out and they're stranded in the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere with a sniper saying, one of you has a secret and I'm not leaving until I get that secret. Oh, then once I get the secret, I'm killing the person. Like, it was crazy, and I felt like it was really well done, especially all the secrets being revealed. Everyone had a secret and they couldn't figure out whose it was, and as the story progressed, I did not guess the plot twist. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, so basically that's what I thought of 5 Survive, 4.25 star. I'm really glad I got the chance to read it, and if you want to see my content reviews on any of these books, make sure to check out Goodreads, where I list out literally all the stuff that might bother a person in a book. So yeah, I'm super glad I had the chance to read this, and I really love Holly Jackson books because she always adds something special to them. So there are chapters in this book. She does this thing where she marks it by each hour, which is really cool, and it's like written in clock print. So I'm really glad that I read this book. I got the chance to, and it was really fun and unique for a thriller. And yeah, that's basically my review of this. Let's go ahead and get started with the last book, which is Claire's Story. So the last few weeks while I've been working on reading these books and filming this video, I've been filming lots of aesthetic spring clips of the flowers around my neighborhood, and I'm just really glad that you guys get to see them, and hopefully this will get you into the spring mood a little bit more. I decided to put these in for Claire's Story because often she is spending time in the royal gardens in the book. Well, it's not actually royal, but you know what I mean. So I felt like this also fit the book pretty well, and I'm really happy that I got to film these and experience all the beautiful spring flowers. Okay, so we've officially finished Claire's story and I'm here to give you guys my review. I loved this book, I really did, but I did not love it as much as I love Camille's story, and I have read Camille's story hundreds of times and it never gets old. It's just like the perfect short story, a little bit of historical fiction, a little bit of mystery, but just like what life is like in a manner, and I absolutely loved Claire's story. There were just a few things that did not make it a 5-star for me, so I did rate it a 4.5-star, so still pretty great, but it wasn't a 5-star read for me, but I'm still super glad I got the chance to read this, and this definitely still does give the spring vibes. This one is way more of a mystery and I honestly loved it. I did guess the plot twist, but it might just be because I've read this before. I don't know if when I read it originally I guessed the plot twist, which I know that's like dumb because you're like, Charlotte, you read it, you probably would have already remembered what the plot twist was, so I don't even know, but I did really enjoy this. I would recommend it to you guys. Please go read this book. It's the perfect book for spring and I really enjoyed it. This is solving a mystery and it is between like the girl Camille from the previous story and then this girl Claire, and it's just so much fun to read about. I absolutely love this series and it's a short read, and I'm just gonna keep rambling until you guys go and get this book so you guys can read it. Remember, the last 2 books, 7 and 8, you can read without having read the rest of the series, in my opinion, if you just want these to read for spring, because they're often in the gardens or solving a mystery or eating pastries, and it's just the perfect book for spring. So I'm super glad that I had the chance to read this, and I'm following in what I've tried to do where I match my whatever I'm wearing to like the book, and this one did have a lot of purple, so I wore the purple shirt and then I have the little like bow necklace. I don't know, I felt like it tied in well. But yes, this is the final book that I'm reading in this video, and honestly this video is definitely a success and I'm super glad that I got the chance to reread this book.